Foarte curând. Noi mergem acum mai departe cu un interviu extrem de interesant, un interviu cu CEO-ul Vodafone România, Achilleas Kanaris. El a povestit că cele 200 de milioane investite anual în modernizarea infrastructurii și a noilor tehnologii stau sub semnul întrebării după modificările fiscale, că tot vorbim. Dar mizează totuși pe decizii curajoase în 2024 din partea Guvernului, chiar dacă ne așteaptă un an multielectoral plin de provocări.
Călătoria spre viitor a început. RO 3.0, un proiect dezvoltat și susținut de Antena 3 CNN.
Mr. President, thank you for having this interview, and I'm very glad to spoke with the CEO of a major company in Romania, which gives not only communication to the Romanians, but now it's going to the new technologies.
Thank you for having me.
First question, it's about this year. If you are looking to the last months, will you describe this year as a difficult year or as a spectacular year in the history of your company when you do this, when you put on paper the history of Vodafone Romania?
I would say it was a difficult year, but also a year of a pivot year for us, because I'm glad to say that the business is back to growth after a significant period of time where we were declining in terms of our revenue. So difficult, but a very pleasant year for us.
So it was also a period of a lot of rumors, a lot of sourced informations about the governmental decision regarding, first of all, the changes in the fiscal field. So what was the impact of this period of uncertainty, and also after the decision was put in place for your company?
Yeah, definitely the decision has a meaningful impact on our financials, and it was not obviously expected. It's something that we are working with fiscal authorities and the government to try and understand how it will be actually materialized, the law. The one thing that we are flagging to the government is that not everyone needs to be treated in the same manner, let's say, in front of the law. Because companies like us, who invest very heavily in the market, Vodafone invests more than 200 million euro every year on upgrading infrastructure and new technologies in the market, and that's direct investment, that's foreign direct investment. And you add on top of that the investments we've done in, historically, for example, buying UPC a few years back. So that needs to be taken into consideration as part of the execution of the law. The good news is that we have a state which does listen to our, let's say, requests. So we hope that we will find a good compromise, let's say, in this direction. Our intention is not to cut back on investments, to continue investing, but obviously it will depend on what the final outcome would be through this dialogue.
And we are speaking about 2023, but looking forward, 2024 looks better for your company from the expectation that you have?
We are operating in a very tough market. The Romanian market, in general, the telecom sector in Europe has been not a great story, let's say, over the last decade. The reason being that there is a lot of regulation, even at Europe level. We are saying that the sector is over-regulated, too much regulation. A regulation focusing on actually breaking up the markets in many companies and promoting price-based competition, which as a doctrine it's okay for a short period of time, but if you want to continue heavily investing in upgrading in infrastructure, it doesn't work. Because the economics of all of the companies that compete in this sector have deteriorated over the last decade, despite the fact that the demand for our product, which is internet connectivity at its heart, basically has increased. And therefore the sector now is coming up to a big investment cycle for 5G, for example, and as you see, Europe trails significantly behind China and the US because none of us have the financial ability to invest. So the sector is not in a great position. Romania, I would say, in Europe is an extreme example of how competition is not working in this market. Unfortunately, the competitive dynamics in Romania are not supportive of companies like us who want to continue investing. Therefore, I expect that 24, I can tell you what 24 should have been, in my opinion, which it should have been the year of 5G in Romania. I think there will be some 5G investment, but unfortunately the pace of 5G growth will be far inferior to what the country really needs.
So I cannot avoid this question because the next year it's a multi-electoral year. There will be 4 rounds of elections here in Romania. Do you think this will affect the economical landscape and, of course, even the activity of your company? It happens every year when politicians are on the electoral mood.
There are different priorities. I agree fully. I fear it will. I hope it doesn't too much. To give you an example, we are, as a country, far behind in the absorption of EU recovery funds. And 24 is a pivotal year. There are many milestones associated with the absorption of funds in 2024. And if the government doesn't keep working effectively and efficiently towards that objective, we will miss the opportunity, let's say. So, and the other thing is that, the country, and especially our sector, needs courageous decisions. So again, I hope that the elections will not defocus people. Our sector needs some important decisions. We cannot afford to wait another year because the country will fall behind even more in terms of the deployment of new technology. So there is a big danger. I do hope that people will actually recognize it and the government will continue to function.
So at this moment, your bet for 2024 will be that?
Well, the biggest bet is growth outside of connectivity. So we have transformed Vodafone in Romania. We are a very big technology company now. We are the country's largest systems integrator. We have become the country's largest systems integrator. So to grow outside of the core business for me is the prime objective. And this is the biggest bet, if you like, we're taking as a company for 24.
Călătoria spre viitor a început. RO 3.0, un proiect dezvoltat și susținut de Antena 3 CNN.